Compañeros, compañeras, it is an honor to address you today and bring you warm greetings of solidarity from educators around the world. Congress is always a key moment for unions, and this year it is particularly important. The pandemic has caused the biggest educational disruption in history, with severe long-term consequences for our students, our profession, and education globally. And now, as we look to recover, one thing is clear. How governments and societies treat teachers and education will make or break the future. The challenges we are facing are great, and the crisis has disproportionately affected our most vulnerable and disadvantaged students. It has also exhausted our profession to the point of burnout. All students, all educators need and deserve an inclusive and equitable educational recovery. Since 2020, Education International has called for equity audits to be conducted in order to evaluate the real needs of both students and educators. The audits can help identify the most effective measures to support education communities in the wake of the pandemic. I strongly encourage you to advocate for these crucial audits to be performed in Portugal. But we know this problem, and you know this problem, not exactly new. Even before the pandemic, teachers in Portugal were overworked, underpaid, and undervalued. We are consistently paid less than peers with similar or equivalent qualifications. In Portugal, like many other countries, you have seen workloads steadily increase in recent years, with few to no continuous professional development programs or other support measures in place. Unsurprisingly, more and more teachers are planning to leave the profession, and fewer young people are seeing teaching as an attractive career. Even before the pandemic, the United Nations estimated that 69 million more teachers were needed worldwide to achieve Sustainable Development Goal 4. 69 million. The global teacher shortage is likely to increase dramatically. So the pandemic just made a bad situation much worse. And during the crisis, we did see increased public appreciation of the teaching profession. But this has not triggered critical structural improvements such as investment, support, and better working conditions for our members. And we need to change this. Meaningful social and policy dialogue between governments and education unions is a precondition for recovery. We must work together to co-design measures and build trust. And this in turn will translate into positive outcomes for students and communities. Going forward, we simply cannot be expected to always do more with very little. Investment in education staff and sustainable public financing of the sector are imperative. Educators' salaries must increase. Working conditions must be improved, and workloads must be reduced. The well-being of our profession must be a priority. And funding must be earmarked for adequate sanitation in schools and programs to address gaps in learning. All these measures must be developed with educators and their unions. These are the crucial steps all governments must take without delay. And colleagues, we know that the current crisis is a direct consequence of decades, and I mean decades of austerity and sidelining of a profession that delivers a vital and essential service. In Portugal, more than anywhere, you know this to be true because you've lived through this austerity. And this must change, and we are the ones who will bring about that change. Know that from Education International, my brothers and my sisters, you always have our full support and solidarity. I so wish I could be with you today, but I know someday soon I will be. Abrazo to all of you. Hi Mario. See you next time. Obrigado.